is today finally the day that we can watch the actual star player that we wanted to watch on the court. First, it was LeBron. He missed the game against LA 2 episodes back. And last episode, it was Embiid missing our game against Philly on the road. Hopefully, Victor Wembanyama is available on the road in San Antonio, because if he's not, that would really suck, because the Spurs have some other young players, but I mean, he's the guy that I want to watch, especially in his rookie season. So hopefully we can cap off year one on a positive note and get some action for Wemby here. But we are a bad team this year. We've gone from a pretty good start at 5-0, and we have dropped all the way down to a 21-34 record, and we have now lost 7 straight. We are 6-20 on the road. Absolutely horrible. And if you guys have not done so already, please do like and subscribe. It goes a long way, and it gets my channel out to a lot more people. And getting out to more people will help me grow my channel and be able to do this full time and launch more series on different games like Madden or MLB The Show, which I tried before, obviously didn't go very well and was cut short because of time. But that would really help me out. Comments also help out. So doing any of those 3 things is a huge boost to my channel, and I would just really appreciate that if you guys enjoy the content. But we do have to sim to get to the game against San Antonio, and I will go over some of the league leaders after we sim. So let's go ahead and get through this next month or so before we get the game in March. Okay, wow. We just won 2 games out of those, like, 12 that we simmed. We were absolutely horrible, and we got blown out game after game. The Hornets, Grizzlies, Kings, Celtics, Knicks, Grizzlies again, Pacers, Sixers, and Bulls all blew us out in that stretch. That is bad. We are now 23-46. Oh my God, we are bad. That drops us to the 5th worst record in the entire league and the 4th worst in the Eastern Conference, only behind the Magic, Hornets, and Nets. And we are quickly catching up to the Nets and Hornets. The Magic have 5 games on us, but if we keep this going, we have lost 3 straight. We are 1-9 in our last 10. If this continues, which is going worse than it is for both the Nets and Hornets, then we are on track to finish the year with probably a top 3 projection for the first overall pick, which would give us the same chance as the other 2 teams in that top 3. So I guess that's kind of what we're aiming for. I haven't made any changes to aim for that, but that is what the projection is kind of looking like. And the Spurs are the worst team in the Western Conference, and that's who we're facing today. So a battle of absolutely horrible teams. But yeah, so we suck, but a couple of teams are doing very well. That includes the Sixers, the Knicks, Celtics, Cavaliers, Hawks, Bulls, and Bucks. Those teams are all on track to, at the very least, be play-in teams. But it looks like the Bulls and the top 6 have already pretty much secured the playoffs. They have a huge leg up on the Bucks, who are the 7th seed and are 7 games back from Chicago. So those top 6 teams are pretty much set in stone, depending on how the last month of the year goes. But over in the Western Conference, it's the Grizzlies, Mavericks, Nuggets, Warriors, Suns, Kings, Pelicans. All those teams are playing very well, with the Sonics, Lakers, and Timberwolves all trying to fight for those last couple of spots too. So those teams are all doing pretty well. But what about players? In terms of your top 10 in points per game, it looks like this. You got Luka, Trae Young, the only 2 guys above 30. Then Ja Morant, KD, Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, Tatum, Lillard, Steph, and Bradley Beal. So those are your top 10. There's some other well-known players down below. It's not exactly showing in order of points per game. Not sure why. There's a better list. Okay, Luka, Trae Young, Booker, Ja at 4th, Shea at 5th, Tatum, Steph, KD, Beal, Giannis. There's your better list right there. The last sorting was incorrect, but for rebounds, your leaders are Evan Mobley, Capella, Jokic, Jarrett Allen, Nick Claxton, Alperen Şengün, who is going to miss the rest of the regular season. Jalen Duren's top 10. Then you got Rudy Gobert, Walker Kessler, Kevon Looney. For assists, only 2 guys that have double digits in that, and that's going to be Jokic and James Harden, with Trae Young, Halliburton close behind, Luka, LaMelo, Ja, Garland, LeBron, and Jamal Murray all in that top 10 as well. Your best stealers are Jimmy Butler, Matisse Thybulle, Jrue Holiday, Caruso, Brandon Miller. So that's pretty good for the Hornets because I think LaMelo is probably also like top 20. Or he's not at all. But usually he is in 2K, but I guess they kind of fixed that. For blocks, Walker Kessler leads that category, followed by Jaren Jackson Jr., Miles Turner, Wemby, who we're going to face here in a minute, Nick Claxton, Mitchell Robinson. Pretty much all the well-known defensive bigs lead that category, which makes sense. In terms of field goal percentage, it's Zion, which is not shocking whatsoever. And then Jalen Duren comes in at second place. Hell yeah. And lastly, for threes, KD is first, but KCP is second. That's incredible. KCP has been absolutely electric from downtown. So here we go on the road again, this time at the Frost Bank Center here in San Antonio, Texas. And I did not say this before the game started, but I have changed our lineup because we have less than 1 month left on the season and we are definitely a horrible team. I decided to just completely take out Gallinari from our lineup as well as Ricky Rubio because I want to give Liddell some starts and Kyra Lewis plenty of playing time off the bench, and doing those two things allows those two very young players to get more playing time, and I think that's very valuable and probably the most valuable thing with only a couple of weeks left. So yeah, Liddell gets the start at power forward, and we should be seeing a lot more of Kyra Lewis off the bench today. So we'll see what happens there, as that shot won't fall for Wemby, but he did hit their first bucket of the game, and KCP hit ours. Robinson, nice pump fake, but then he threw it right to Trey Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil. Johnson has to fire a shot, and he just missed it, but Wembanyama's there on the glass for 2. Gotta tag Jalen Duren for the problem there. Needs to box out better. But Duren has been really good this year. He's been pretty much the only constant for this team in terms of who is playing at what kind of a level. Duncan Robinson seems to be kind of spotty game by game, but Duren has averaged 13 and 12 pretty much the entire season and has shot well the entire year too. KCP's got all 5 for us right now. But again, Jalen Duren has been absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to see more of his growth, especially on the defensive end, which is where he needs the most work. Keldon Johnson back to Wembanyama, and we're seeing Jalen Duren right now have some issues covering him. Time counting down for the Neptunes. Got to find a shot. KCP at the elbow. No. And Wemby pulls it down. He's been their best player on the offensive, and as you would probably expect, having just over 17 points per game, about just below 10 boards, so nearly a double-double guy. Not gonna get there this year, most likely. Not enough games to up that 9.8 to a 10 unless he absolutely shows out the last couple of weeks. But he's only shot like 43%, which needs to get better for a guy who's a big man, but he does take a lot of jump shots, so I can see why that would be lower than most big men. But it's going to be definitely lower than Jalen Duren, who lives inside the paint, as you can see right there. One of the top overall scorers, or shooters rather, in terms of field goal percentage in the season, but only because, like Zion, he does not shoot the ball very often. He only takes shots right at the rim, but he's been very good at those. The free throws need work, obviously. Here's Jeremy Sochan down low, and they did not even bother putting in his purple, like, leopard print hair that Wemby also has. So, that's on the game, not me, but he has the purple hair. Off the screen, KCP fades away, and he's blocked by Wembanyama. That huge reach He's 7'4". I think his wingspan's like 7'6" or something like that. Something around there. Wembanyama, the jumper. Man, he has been on fire to start this game. He's got all their points. KCP back out to Bruce Brown for the uncontested 3, and that one falls. Neptunes lead by 2. Victor left open. He'll answer right back. He's doing everything for him. Threes, mid-range jumpers, offensive rebounds that he puts back in. All of the above, and we're only about 5 minutes in. Oh, well, Pope at the rim, bucket and foul over Wembanyama somehow. Already picking up his second. And they're going to sit him down with those 2 fouls. That's a big foul right there for us. That allows us to capitalize on the lack of productivity from the rest of the squad. As KCP makes it 13-11. Gordon Johnson, a foot or 2 behind the line. Not going to fall for him. I would have put the Spurs up by 1. And now he gets a steal, though, off D-Rob. Just lost the handle, not even jarred loose or anything. Zach Collins, quick bucket on the other end, and we're tied. Brown, doubled. Liddell cuts to the rim and scores to the traffic from Sochan. His first bucket of the day, his first shot of the day, his first touch, I think, too. And it works out. Ray Jones has to find a shot. He finds Keldon Johnson for the quick 3, but it's not going to fall again. 0 for 2 for him so far from behind the line. ACP over the top to Duren. Nice pass. He missed the shot. Tracks it down and stuffs it back in. Nice step back from Trey Jones, but once again, the shot's not going to fall for San Antonio. Nice pass to KCP up ahead. Way to fit it through. He saw how fast KCP was going and saw that he was going to get behind Zach Collins once he got to the rim. And now Duren's called for a foul. That's his first. This is Devin Vassell. The first free throw finds back iron. The second one is good, though. 5-point lead for Virginia Beach. Robinson, long 2, wide open. Does not knock it down, but Duren's there again for the offensive board. Ray Jones, back to Zach Collins with the mismatch, but Brown still blocked the shot. How do you just get blocked by Bruce Brown, Zach Collins? You are so much taller. Got to find a shot here. Bruce Brown just has to jack one up a few feet behind on the line, and Duren's there on the glass again. All of a sudden, Victor checks out, and the offensive boards check in. Vassell, the jumper. That one's online. Brown off the screen. Hands off to Duren on the mismatch. Another bucket for Duren. Really awesome first quarter so far for him. 10 points on the paint. Several offensive boards. Already off to a quick start. Ray Jones wiggles his way inside, but has to pass back out. 3 ball, not going to drop. Duren to KCP for the 3. A guy in his face, and it's not going to drop for him either. Pick and roll with Collins. Nice pass to him, and Duren has to react a bit too late. 25-18 your score. About 2.5 to play in this first quarter, and we're going to talk things over. So Gallinari checks in for his pretty much first game of the year off the bench, I believe. There's Jalen Duren again. This cannot be slowed down. 6 for 7 now. Gallinari checks back in. Micic now out there along with Dwight Powell, Duren, and Bruce Brown. They're going to try and feed Sochan, but Brown jumps the pass. Beach, you got to run to the rim there, man. You had a lane, and that could have been a free bucket, but he didn't do it, and then he gets fouled. Oh, there's Kira Lewis, number 16 out there. Our first time seeing him in Neptune's colors on the court, actually. Nice to have him out there. Gallinari can't knock it down from the paint. Now a nice pass to Reggie Bullock on the other end. And it's a 7-point game, 90 seconds to go. Lewis at the rim, spinning, firing, and finishing over 2 defenders. Right over Campaign and Reggie Bullock. His first bucket that we've seen. Sell, top of the key, can't get it to go. Trying to finish his first quarter strong. It's been really good so far. I mean, Wembanyama has been by far their best player, and with those 2 fouls, him being out has significantly thwarted the offensive attempts and this overall scheme of this Spurs team. Gallinari left open. That 3 is good. Malachi Branham, tough shot. Micic way to be in there for the shot contest. Micic, back to KCP. He's wide open. Now it's not going to fall for your second best three-point shooter in the entire NBA. Reggie Bullock at the rim to beat the first quarter buzzer. And we end it with a 10-point lead, 32-22. Whoa, that just went in, but it was after the buzzer. That was Kira Lewis. Are you kidding me? Start of the second quarter, everybody. Pretty good first quarter, I'd say. 32 points and a 10-point lead after Wembanyama scored like the first 10 for San Antonio. That's pretty good. We don't get off to a good start in the second quarter, though, as we immediately step out of bounds. But the team standings right there are not correct. The Spurs are not 10th in the West. They are the absolute worst team in the West. They're number 16. That was wrong. But behind Victor, their best player besides Henley scoring-wise has been Keldon Johnson, about 16 points per game. And has shot better from every facet of the court over Victor. So that is good for them. As Victor now in there jumps the pass for a steal. I believe that was Kira Lewis who has the turnover there. But yeah, Keldon Johnson, Victor, those are the 2 star players, I guess. Keldon Johnson's not really a star, more like a third scoring option if he were to be on most teams, but he's their second best player. So they're going to see what they can get out of those 2 guys. Otherwise, they're not really sure, I guess, besides Trey Jones being the kind of floor general. KCP's been really good, though, knocking down another shot right there. He's got about 11 points off not off the bench, but points per game so far. And probably going to stick with that for the rest of the year. I don't think he's going to get better than that with the last couple of weeks. Wembanyama cannot be stopped. 6 for 9 from the field. The rest of the team is 5 for 15. Lewis, out of a shot, finds KCP at the rim, and he'll lay it in off the glass. Nice pass there from Lewis. Wembanyama can't score this time, but he was fouled. Dwight Powell called for his first. But the Spurs are going to be this bad. They're probably in line for another top pick in this next draft, which will be coming your way next episode. So it'll be very intriguing to see what kind of player they draft to essentially be the franchise cornerstone along with Victor. We'll see what happens. But we're also trying to find a cornerstone for our own team. KCP is definitely going to be on this team for a couple of seasons, I would have to imagine. He is extremely fun to watch and is fairly consistent. So I see him being a part of this team for at least a couple more seasons. Bruce Brown as well. I enjoyed his play. Campaign, bucket and foul. D-Rob's going to check back in along with Micic. as the free throw is not going to drop. We're going to try and push the tempo here. ACP, low block. Kind of resets the offense a bit. Under 5 now. Liddell out there will fire. That one's not good. Powell gets it back. Beachich, the second chance 3. That one falls. We have shot well from there so far in this first half. Victor spinning, firing, and hitting again. We just don't have anybody good enough on defense to really thwart those attempts. And he's 7'4", so he's got a lot of distance between the peak of his shot and the peak of our defense. Beachich draws the third, though, on Victor Wembanyama. And that might set him down for even more time. Beachich's first free throw will fall. And Wembanyama will take a seat. They're going to bring in Vassell and Bullock, as Zach Collins will head to the center position for them. The free throws are good, and we lead by 14. Bullock fading away. That's not going to fall. That's not a high percentage effort right there. Beachich over the top to Powell. Got it at the rim over Collins. Jones can't lay it in at the rim. Nice defense there from Beachich. Spurs just can't find anything without Victor on the court. ACP pick and roll, and this time it works with Powell. 18-point lead now for your Neptunes. Trying to go up by 20 or more by halftime, because Victor's probably going to sit for over half of the rest of this half. Trey Jones, though, knocks down a 3. That was open. ACP drawing the foul. Collins picks up his first. More free throws for Virginia Beach. First one good. Second free throw is off, though. Screens for Keldon Johnson, who gets to the rim and draws a foul on E.J. Liddell. Only the first foul on him. Keldon Johnson has not done a whole lot tonight. He's hit 1 or 2 threes, but otherwise has not really scored or contributed, and now he's having some issues at the charity stripe. Robinson up ahead to KCP. He's got Vassell on him. We're not going to attack that. They are going to double him, though. Liddell fires a 3. That one's off. And Sochan pulls it down. Keldon Johnson finds Jones on the backdoor cut, but his pass is deflected and stolen by D-Rob. Up to Beachich. Free path to the rim for the buckets. And we lead by 17 points. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Trey Jones, another pass deflected. It's time it's Jalen Duren. Beachich ends up with the actual steal. But that one went off Duren. Caldwell Pope steps back, but can't score. Duren's there on the glass for another offensive rebound here in the first half. That's like, I think, 5 at the very least. So Chan fouled by Liddell, his second in a row. First free throw is good. Wait, he takes these with one hand? What? How did I not know that? KCP, man. He's so good. 20 points in the first half. 62% shooting for him. And that one goes out of bounds. Trey Jones, a little bit upset about that one. Couple screens for Brown. And he throws it right to Keldon Johnson, who jumped the pass intended for Jalen Duren. That was just a great job to read that play. Trey Jones can't make it count on the other end. Usually he's pretty good at those close range, mid-range jump shots, but tonight has not been his night. And we are completely owning them on the glass with Wembanyama missing most of the game with the fouls. Jalen Duren showing off why right there. Another offensive rebound. Complete control of the paint tonight without Wemby on the court. Timeout Spurs down by 21. This has got to be our best first half that we've seen so far. He feeds Sochan. Backing down Liddell. Trying to create offense, and he does. Brown peels off a screen. Has an open look for three, but it won't fall. And Sochan reels it in. Mismatch down low for Zach Collins. And he'll score. We've shot 65% so far in this first half. Might have to lower some of the shooting sliders just a little bit. I think it's fine to have a really strong half as long as the other one's not as strong. But if it keeps up like this, I might have to lower it. But the reason that the field goal percentage are gonna be a bit higher than in real life is because it's impossible to like fix the free throws. You can sort of do it, but especially when watching, there's not going to be as many as in real life. There's also not going to be like a lot of turnovers as compared to what you would see in real life, and it's really difficult for the game to recreate those. So sometimes the field goal percentage will be a bit higher in the game because that is how it kind of accounts for the scores trying to match up with real life and how it would be realistically. So that's kind of an important caveat to doing that. But I might lower some of the shooting sliders just a bit overall. If I do that, I will definitely show it in the episode. Vassell, though, back out to Collins. Match up against Bruce Brown. It blocked him earlier, and he has to pass out. They go back to Trey Jones, who fires and once again misses. Micic hands off to Duren. Back out to him. Still trying to create a pick and roll, which they will, and Duren scores, shrugging off Devin Vassell at the hoop. Man, he has been so awesome in this first half. He and KCP both have been just fantastic. Time counting down. Keldon Johnson has to jack it up, and it misses. There's 42 here in the first half for the Spurs, and they've allowed us to just shoot an incredibly high clip. Micic drives, kicks it back out in the corner to D-Rob, but he'll splash it in the corner. Another shot clock winding down. Keldon Johnson, another try, but nothing doing. The last shot of the half, most likely. Robinson saucing up Johnson. Steps back. The three's not going to fall. But the first half ends with your Neptunes in absolute complete control. 64-42. If the Spurs don't have Wemby, they don't have anything. Start of this third quarter. Jalen Duren in that first half had 18 and 11. Better than both of his yearly averages. More than his points per game, more than his rebounds, or pretty much right at his rebounds per game. That's insane. There's still a whole other half to play. Wemby had 17 points and barely even played. So, this third quarter is going to be really... This third quarter is going to tell you exactly what you got to know about how this game's going to go the rest of the way. Because if they don't make any headway by the fourth quarter, then this game's over. And Bruce Brown kicked us off to a awesome start in this third quarter, a 3. And now we're up by 25. They're going to go to Wemby almost every play, you would have to think, and we'll see if we can slow him down at all, as Liddell will force a jump ball with Jeremy Sochan right here. That was jarred loose out of the hands of Wemby, and Sochan picked it up. And Liddell wins the tip. Let's go. KCP trying to push the tempo a little bit. But now we'll slow things down. Bruce Brown. Back to him. Open shots. But it's off. Vassell to Jones, who has to fire. That three is good. Top of the key. Quick lob up to Duren from Caldwell Pope. The two star players from this game link up there. 20 points now for Duren, 10 for 11 from the field. Man, he is having the best game of his career, I think. Wembanyama trying to sauce him up. He fires, and it's blocked by Duren. Yes, sir, abso-freaking-lutely. Brown on the other end, called for the charge. Come on. Wembanyama for three. This dude has barely missed a shot. Brown kicks it back out to KCP, and he responds. Way to answer, man. Hell yes, we look so good right now. Jones attacks Brown, bucket and the foul. That's his second. Brown wants to talk to the ref about it. Trey Jones hits the free throw, and it's now a 21-point game. KCP's doubled. He ends off to Liddell. Back to KCP for the triple. That one's good too. KCP, man. Oh, D-Rob tried to jump that pass, but Keldon Johnson still can't capitalize. He's been so bad this game. Off the screen. Brown. Beautiful bounce pass to Duren. What a feed. Victor's doubled. Vassell's open, but he can't cash in from the corner. That's what I'm saying, man. Victor has no help right now. He's the only guy doing anything out there, and everybody for us is doing some great stuff. Bruce Brown hits the shot. We have shot like 67% or somewhere around there. This is just insane. The Spurs got to figure out their defense, man, because this is bad. Vassell, another open three. This time he will hit it. They're going to double again. Duren finds Liddell, but he waits too long, and he's swatted by Victor. Both Duren and Liddell took way too long to make that play happen. How do you let him get back on defense there? Did not have happened whatsoever. Brown gets it through to Duren. This dude has dunked it like 8 times. And Wembanyama, mid-range jumper. Still has yet to miss an open jumper. And we just turned it over. That was Liddell with a kind of a wayward pass. Go to Johnson. Has yet to get back on track. KCP for three, man. He doesn't miss these. Victor's doubled. Same play as earlier, but Vassell once again not going to hit it in the corner. Another wide open look that Spurs just are not able to knock down. Brown to Duren at Duren for another jam. They have no answer for this guy. Victor the three. Yes. Robinson was trying to jam that one. That was not going to happen with both Victor and Sochan there. Not sure what the thought process was behind that play for D-Rob, but we can't afford that in this kind of a game that we're absolutely dominating in. KCP takes a seat. We'll give a chance for Micic to check back in. The free throws are both good from Robinson. Collins can't knock it down. Brown from behind the line. Our three-pointers are falling left and right. We lead by 32. Oh, to Johnson has no response for us, and probably going to sim to the end of this game once we reach the end of this third quarter, because I'm kind of... This game is a blowout. Like, there's no real point in staying in the rest of the way. That was a turnover. Keldon Johnson gets the first free bucket of the day for him. I think it's like his second bucket overall. Brown takes it inside, but missed the shot. Devin Vassell got it this time. What was that pass, Micic? Oh, right to Collins. On the other end, Jones makes us pay. Brown back to Duran, and he stepped out. Jones at the rim again for 2. Gallinari, time counting down, gets to the rim and scores. Wow, Keldon Johnson, man. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's a shot that you would think he would hit. Double screens for Micic. 90 seconds to go in the quarter, and he's blocked by Zach Collins. Vassell tracks it down and then slows down. Waits for a defender and then scores at the rim. Interesting. Oh, come on, Gallinari. He just lost the ball. A free steal for Trey Jones. They're going to have their last shot attempt of the quarter here in a moment. Jones got it again. Time counting down. Last shot of the quarter. Gallinari. There it is. Wow. Fadeaway jumper. He's got it. 95-74 through 3. 21-point game. This game's over. We jump to the fourth quarter, and it's your Virginia Beach Neptunes that come out on top against the Spurs on the road. Complete and utter domination since Victor got that second foul in that first quarter. Complete dominance. 125-103, your final score. Man, we had a couple of awesome performances. Even though Victor, Vassell, and Trey Jones all end up playing pretty well, actually, the Spurs got absolutely killed, and Keldon Johnson going 2 for 15 does not help them out whatsoever. But Victor was good, great even when he was out there, but the Neptunes come out on top behind 2 30-plus point performances. Look at this! Look at this! KCP 35-7, 13 for 23, from the field, 7 for 11 from beyond the arc. Jalen Duren, 32 points, 17 boards, 6 of them offensive, and he was 16 for 17 from the field. Career night. An absolute career night. The Spurs had no answer for him. Bruce Brown, 15 points and 10 assists. He was also very, very good. What a day for the Tunes. Nobody played bad for us. Nobody at all. Great, great game. What a job. We shot 60%. The Spurs shot 46, which is about normal, but we shot extremely well. I am going to lower those sliders just by a little bit. I don't think it needs to be anything crazy, but I am going to lower the CPU sliders by probably like 4 points for all of them. So put all these down to 61 up here. I think that should be fine. Well, we are now going to get to the end of this season and sim into the postseason and see what happens there as well. But we got to sim these last 3 weeks first and see who's going to win all the awards and stuff, because we're not going to win anything. But we can at least see who wins MVP, things like that. So We'll come back once we get through these next couple of weeks. So we get to the end, and Luka Doncic is your most valuable player. 31, 9, and 9 on the year with amazing shooting splits. He was absolutely fantastic. Wembanyama wins Rookie of the Year. No questions there. Talen Horton-Tucker, 6th Man of the Year over in Utah. 17 points per game. What? Since when? Where was this when he was a Laker? What is going on? Giannis wins Depoy. 1.6 steals, just below 2 blocks a game. He's a lockdown guy. Jalen Duren, let's go! Most improved player. 13 points per game, 11.1 boards, 1 assist, just below a steal and just over a block. Shot extremely well. Free throws need work, but he was absolutely stellar. Clutch Player of the Year is Luka. Coach of the Year, Michael Malone over in Denver. And Executive of the Year is Tyler Jamison for Philly. Those are all the awards. Now it's time for the All-NBA selections. Your first team is Luka, Jokic, Giannis, Ja Morant, and Trae Young. Again, they don't do it by position any longer, so it could be all guards, all bigs, just depends. All-NBA second team, you got LeBron, James Harden, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum, and LaMelo Ball, who did tear his left MCL during the season. All-NBA third team, Julius Randle, Kevin Durant, Evan Mobley, Tyrese Halliburton, and Devin Booker. All-NBA defensive team. Your first team is Lonzo Ball, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Mobley, and Claxton. The second team is Miles Turner, Jimmy Butler, Jaren Jackson Jr., Paul George, and Alex Caruso. Your all-rookie first team, Victor Wembanyama, Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson, Chet Holmgren, and Amen Thompson. And the second team is Azor Thompson, Vasily Micic. Wait, he's a rookie? What do you mean? He hasn't played it in the NBA this whole time? I thought he was on a different team last year. What? I didn't realize this guy was a rookie. That's cool, I guess. But he's also 30 years old. Koulibaly also on there. But for us, the Neptunes do end up going a putrid 26-56. Absolutely terrible. Especially after a 5-0 start. That was like 20% of our wins came in the first 5 games. That is awful. But 1-9 in our last 10. We were awful on the road. Bad at home. Worse on the road. The offense was pretty anemic for the most part, besides some games that we jumped into. But, you know, I would say you kind of thought that this was going to happen, given our team structure. But we will see what happens the rest of the way. But a really bad record. This puts us where in the overall standings? Where does it put us? Overall, we had the 4th worst record, but technically tied with Brooklyn and San Antonio, but they had the tiebreaker over us, so we don't actually have those top 3 odds for the first overall pick, but we still have fairly high odds overall. And by the way, if you're looking at our points allowed per game, I think we had a bottom 5 defense. Let's check this. Bottom 2, in fact. And the offense was bottom 5 at 4th worst. But here's one last look at your stats for this year for our players. Robinson started every single game, as did KCP. Both guys had over 10 points per game. Robinson did not end up shooting very well from the field. Did shoot okay from 3, but 37%. You want more from a guy that you're paying over $15 million a year to exclusively hit threes. So, like, you would hope that he would be better than KCP, but KCP's numbers are absolutely absurd. So that would be a hard number to pass at 46%. But Robinson was our team leader in scoring. Gallinari dropped down significantly. Bruce Brown was very consistent all year long. 13 points per game and shot 44-45%. Jalen Duren, 13 and 11. He was awesome. Just saw his best game of his career. And yeah, Liddell came in after the trade, and over about 31 games, he averaged about 11 points per game off the bench. For the most part, 40% from the field. Didn't shoot threes very well. Same thing goes for Kyra Lewis, who shot worse across the board. But I have high hopes for these guys, especially given how much growth they should be in store for once we get to player progression during the offseason. But I look forward to at least having Brown, Duren, KCP, Liddell, and Lewis on the team. I think everybody else is kind of up for grabs. I think Robinson is probably a top trade option for us going into the offseason, but we'll see what happens. We are going to sim the playoffs real quick and just see what happens. Not going to bother going through who all the teams are. We've already seen who the top teams were. You can see them on here as well. Looks like Dallas got upset in the first round as the 1 seed. They lost in 7. And it's Minnesota that makes the run all the way. Cat was right. He talked a whole lot of crap last season after the Timberwolves didn't do a whole lot in the postseason. But now they make the finals and they take down the Milwaukee Bucks. They were the ones who upset Dallas in the first round. Then they beat Phoenix in 6. Then they beat Golden State in 6. And then, well, actually, the finals haven't happened yet. They aren't the champions, but they are in the finals facing Milwaukee. Giannis was the ECF MVP. Cat was the WCF MVP. How do the finals go? Minnesota Bucks, and the Bucks do come out on top. But I still think that, given this season, the shit talk from Cap, I think it stands. But a 4-2 win in the finals. Milwaukee wins their second with Giannis as their cornerstone, and that'll make him want to stick around. And that will take us to July 3rd, 2024, which is where we begin our first official off-season with the Neptunes. That's going to be coming your way very, very shortly, the next couple of days probably. And I have no idea what is in store for us, but I imagine it'll be very, very exciting to make our first ever draft pick. And I'll catch you guys there. Please, again, like, subscribe, comment down below. We had a horrible season, but that will set us up for hopefully a better year 2 going forward. So I will see you guys in the offseason, in the draft, in free agency, and we will pick it up there next time. Thanks, guys, for watching, and yeah, peace out.